Have you heard the story of the killer who murdered his ex-girlfriend and then admitted to it on camera at a karaoke bar in a freestyle rap?
What the Hold on, wait.
I know,
wait,
right?
Okay.
I'm gonna show you the video at the end, but I gotta tell you the story of how we get here because it is just as crazy.
Please tell me this because I love karaoke and I just can't imagine hearing something.
So the story starts off with a woman named Amanda and a man named Robert, right? So Amanda and Robert lived like a block apart. And then they started dating around 2017. Now in 2018, things would quickly get very toxic because Amanda's grandmother would file a restraining order on Robert, basically saying that he had been, putting his hands on Amanda.
Okay.
Right?
So domestic violence.
Exactly.
Okay.
Fast forward to 2019. Amanda is getting hundreds of text messages from this man. He's harassing her. He threatened her with an axe. He got so angry with this damn axe and she's telling him to leave that he breaks her car. He hits our car with the axe, knocks off mirrors on her car. Just violence and anger.
Actively
harassing
harassing, posing threats.
Exactly.
Okay.
So fast forward, she tries to get the restraining order, right?
So this is her second attempt.
Exactly.
At a restraining order.
Exactly.
Okay.
The grandmother did it first and then she did. Now, her restraining order was denied, but, unfortunately, even though she was like, well, this guy has plenty of guns. He's threatened me multiple times. At least threatened my dog. You know what I'm saying? But the court denied it, but made him wear an ankle monitor. Now, Robert, being the genius that he was, decided that he was going to actually file a restraining order on her afterwards and then try to sue her for damages and lost wages, which of course didn't work.
See, this is one problem when you have domestic violence situations is that people go to the police, restraining orders, et cetera, but they still be messing with the people, which makes it really fuzzy. Do you want to get rid of this person or not?
Well, I don't think she was messing with him.
Okay, so how could he file a restraining order then?
No, he just filed one. It's not like he had any proof of anything. He just decided to try to fight back.
Yeah.
Okay, he's just trying to cause more harm.
Right.
Okay, so now...
Quick question though.
Okay.
Since when do they put ankle monitors on people if they threw a restraining order out?
That was the weird thing. So I don't know why the judge would do that, but maybe because they lived a block away from each other. I don't know. It's a very good...
Maybe some form of just monitoring.
I don't know. That's a very good question.
This is weird.
Exactly. But this is where things would get even crazier. On July 29th, 2019, there would be a phone call to the police basically saying that they saw Robert loading Amanda unconscious body into a car. Then he would drive off. Now, by the time the police got there, he wouldn't be there. Now, what I'm about to tell you is basically the timeline that the police kind of put together on what he did, and this will lead up to the video that he shoots and then the aftermath.
Oh my God. Okay, I got chills just...
Okay, so this is what they said. At 8:15, the police received a phone call from someone who said they saw Amanda being placed in the back of Robert's 2017 Toyota Prius. The caller said that Amanda looked to be unconscious. By the time the police would arrive to the scene, they found evidence that something bad had happened there. There was blood in the bedroom, which is weird, though this occurred at Robert's home, not hers. So they search his home and they find blood there, but she shouldn't have been there because why?
Restraining order.
Right.
She doesn't want to.
She's not gonna be there, right? So now the operating theory is she was there against her will, right? So basically when he left his home, the police put together this timeline and they said that he went to this place, this city named Glendora, where he purchased some food at a Del Taco at about 8:30 a.m. Next, he decided to stop by a Shell gas station and buy some cigarettes. And from this point forward, he continued eastbound and went to another store. And then he left a little bit around 9:30 a.m. Now, this is where it would get fuzzy because what he did for the next 5 hours, police wouldn't be able to know. Then somewhere around 2:40 p.m., he went to a Chase Bank and the police pretty much put it together during those missing hours is probably where he disappeared her body.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then later on into the night, he would go to a bar where they were having karaoke.
Okay, so this is where the confession comes in.
All right, exactly. And so during this time, he would end up hopping on the mic and confessing to the murder. And now we're going to watch the video.
What is these racks up right here? I'm gonna get her into this house. Fucking cut the EMP off my fucking leg and then I'm out.
Oh, forgot to tell you, he had already cut off his
ankle monitor.
Yes, that's why they don't know where he went.
I gathered this from what he just said.
Exactly.
Okay.
So he's rapping about what he did, right? That was accurate.
Motherfucker, you don't even know what motherfucking news. I keep a bitch, buried that bitch in the fucking dirt.
Look at, hey, no, this is not
Brother
funny.
over here hold on.
Everybody, all the black people what?
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 It's almost like they instantly know he's not playing.
They what the hell? Look at the guy on the right. He do you hear this nigga?
Are y'all catching this?
I'm out because the cops trying to look for me and then I'm fucking trying to shut my mouth. Yeah.
He said, I'm out because the police are trying to look for me and now I got to shut my mouth. He did a terrible job.
Sorry, can you run that back one more time and just let the whole thing play?
Got you.
Right here, I'm the gangster in this house. Fuck, cut the EMP off my fucking leg and then I'm out. Motherfucker, you don't even know I'm news. I took my bitch and buried that bitch in the dirt. And I'm out because the cops trying to look for me and I'm trying to jump on out. Yeah. Right here, I'm the gangster in this house.
I guess that's what his plan was to do it and then to rap about it. So after this, the police would get a tip, a little bit later on that he was somewhere around this area, right? They would find him in his car asleep. They would call SWAT in and they would get into a standoff with him for the next few hours where they would have tear gas and everything. And during the entire standoff, he's acting like he's asleep and can't hear them for like hours. Eventually, they get him out of the car and arrest him. Now, this is the crazy part.
I have a couple comments.
I got you.
But go ahead.
So he was arrested and he was charged with a bunch of things: domestic violence, burglary, battery, and assault. And I think they also charged him with the murder. The problem is they never found the body, even to this day. So it looks like it's hard to kind of follow the story now because there's not a lot of updates and news on it. But he may be out on bail for this because they really don't have anything to go off of other than whatever physical evidence they found at the house
and this video.
They never found it.
Which somebody in the background was like Eminem. He could easily be like, oh, I listened to Eminem, so I wanted to go rap. Can I go back to something though?
Go ahead.
How is it that he could be sleeping in his car for hours and they have a standoff?
Well, he was acting asleep. They knew he's awake, screaming at you, get out the car.
Go get him.
They did eventually.
Why is it always it's never an eventually with us. We don't get time like that. And if y'all know what I'm saying. I know that's not important in this, but I just always find it so angering that we're never given a chance, but they can have standoffs with other folks for hours. And
I guess if he's acting asleep,
man,
they're like,
come on. Nah,
he probably
no.
You know what I'm saying?
Usually I agree with you. Nah, this time, no. I'm red flag on the play.
Yeah. So they eventually get him out the car, tear gas and all. I'm guessing break the window, pull him out, and they take him. But it seems like he, at this point, has kind of gotten away with it or maybe getting away with it because I don't know if they can really charge him at this point if they don't have an actual victim. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like she called and said anything before it happened. They don't know how she got over there. Like, even if there was physical evidence, and then all they have is this 911 call that said that they saw her put it in the car.
Did they say who made the call? Did they figure out?
Well, I'm pretty sure the police know, but they didn't. They didn't
release that.
Exactly. So unfortunately, it looks like he may be, I don't want to say getting away with it, but the case is unresolved and may have even been stalled at this point.
I don't even know what to say about this because technically you can't say that he did it.
Yeah.
Whatever he said, this is, wow.
And it doesn't seem like they were able to grill it out of him. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure they interrogated him and, threatened him every way that they possibly could. So yeah, it's a sad story. It is unfortunate. And I wish that the law enforcement had done something earlier or like done something that was bigger than just putting an ankle monitor on him, something that he could easily cut off and still commit the crime to. Because even with an ankle monitor, if he doesn't have a restraining order, what difference does it make?
I was gonna say, even if there was a restraining order, if somebody wants to do something, no piece of paper, no judge saying this or that and the third is going to make them abide by that. And
I wonder why, because, and this is the other thing, I know that the restraining order that the grandmother filed was thrown out, but she said that he had attacked, choked, and beat on her granddaughter. So I don't know if she didn't cooperate, but I don't also understand how he was able to beat that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if this is a small town.
But you know what? If the grandmother went, it doesn't mean that Amanda was cool with it and she wanted it.
So Amanda would try to rectify that later, but it seems like it would be a little bit too late. So
I know her grandmother's heart is broken for sure.
Exactly.